parents-to-be to two men who would know all about fatherhood. Melbourne dads Mike Griffith and Ben Day found themselves so frustrated by the lack of kids' books encouraging physical activity, they decided to create their own.
The result is the Play Valley Kids series, which uses fun and engaging stories to encourage children to read and play sport. Authors Mike Griffith and Ben Day join us now in the studio. Gentlemen, thanks very much for your time this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Do you want to tell us about these books? Ben, we'll start with you.
Sure. We've got a couple of books we've recently published. One's on cycling and one's on tennis. Zoe Plays Tennis and Harry Goes Cycling. And the basis for them was to produce books that we could read to our children, essentially, that encourages physical activity and also reinforces the skill elements that are involved with sport. So cycling, pedalling properly, and something that a parent can take to the park with their child. So they can read the book to their child at night, and then also they could go to the park and play with their child. So
and Mike, what are your situations? How many kids do you have?
I have three. I have two boys and a little girl. Ben?
Yeah, I've got one, Lola, 3 years old. So
you've obviously you've been to the library in the bookshop and realised that there's something lacking there in the kids' books.
I mean, we spend a lot of time reading to our kids, both of us do, and you're sort of sitting at home at night in bed with them, going through Mr. Men books and all that sort of things. And we were, I guess, looking for something that was a bit more engaging for them. And what we've tried to produce with these books is something that, again, as Ben was saying, you read it at home at night, and then you take them outside and have a go at the skills. So we've embedded skills into the story. It's a fun, great story, and everything that is good about a children's book, but we've embedded skills in there that have been endorsed by the likes of Tennis Australia, Cycling Australia, and those type of bodies, because we wanted to make sure that those skills were legitimate skills, and that's something that the parents could then take and encourage participation with.
Yep. Ben, there are QR codes in there. Just explain for people who don't know what QR codes, what that is, and how you can interact with the book in that way.
So the basis, each book has a skill element. So you read the skill to your child, and then you can scan with your smartphone a little QR code, which is like a barcode essentially in the book, and then it takes you to our website, and the skill would be live action, essentially like a video of the skill being performed by a child similar age. So it kind of brings that extra level of engagement to what the parent's doing, so the parent can actually look at it from a technical perspective and say, yeah, that's how the skill would be executed. So we're trying to bring back that good technique, but also encouraging parents to get directly involved with the learning, with active learning for their children.
You've got to be careful they don't get the mobile phone and start playing computer games on it.
Well, I mean, every time we get to the page and I'm reading these books to my kids, they just stop and they're like, yes, we'll scan the code, and we keep going to the website and viewing the video. So it's a really good way to get that deeper level of engagement. And, you're reading a skill is not the same as actually seeing it and executing it. So I think that gives the child the ability to go back and then say, that's what it looks like, and then go and have a go themselves.
So, Mike, what's been the reaction from kids themselves?
Really, really positive. And not just from kids, from parents. I mean, it's not the kids. The kids obviously are very tech savvy these days, but the parents are saying, it's really engaging. They are finding that the kids then want to go out and play soccer, and sometimes it's like, it's 7 o'clock at night, we're not going out to play soccer now. They go out the next day. And look, the cycling book we've just released now, I think the key element now is it's Christmas time. People are buying bikes for their kids. This is a way of sort of taking that next level. You don't just buy the bike, you teach them how to ride properly. There's safety elements in there, wear your helmet, have it done up properly, how to pedal, how to brake, those kind of things are in the book as well. So it's just trying to get that deeper level of engagement, really.
And it was one of you guys responsible for those cartoons, those nice cartoons?
No, we have an illustrator that does it. I think it'd be stick figures if it was us doing it.
But how was that creative process of writing the stories?
It took quite a bit of time. It was going back and forth with the illustrator, telling him the story that we had, and then reworking it and changing it. Then working with the state bodies to say, the sporting bodies to say, is this the right skill? We've got this kid hitting a tennis ball. Is it the right way? Is this the skill that you put at this age group, and those kind of things? So it was really a production piece. It wasn't so much a case of sitting down writing a story, and there it was.
And are they going to use that? The sports actually use that as part of their teaching?
The tennis book is endorsed by Tennis Australia, and Hot Shots program, which is their junior program, uses that as well.
So we've made sure that we've got an official agreement with Tennis Australia's Hot Shots program, and that's something that we develop now in consultation with them.
Terrific.
And we know that there's an obesity problem in Australia. Do you think books like this will make a difference when it comes to that?
I think one of the things that we would try to really ram home with these books is that the physical fitness and the health stuff that go along with it, exercise is, people know that. And yes, we think that'll very much help with that. But I guess the other angle that we're trying to push is that it's it's about team building, self-esteem issues, confidence, perseverance, all these things that you learn through sport that we want to really put forward as messages that come out. So all our books have those kind of themes to them.
So your daughter's going to be at the Women's World Cup soccer?
I've got a tennis, tennis, so definitely encouraging her to play tennis. So yeah, she's more interested in dolls, but at this point we'll have to push her.
Yeah, good luck.
Encourage her, I think.
Yeah. Ben Day, Mike Griffin, thanks very much for your time.
Thanks very much.